Peace. What up, y'all? It's Anti-Simp back with another episode of the Anti-Simp Show. Let's get to it. This is episode 2, where I pretty much give commentary on a lot of BS that I ain't gonna say BS. I'm not gonna say all of it is BS. What I will say is, it's various things that I've observed on, I guess, social media or the news that I find interesting and I can give commentary on it. So some of it might be some BS that I saw, and some of it might just might be my opinion. So let's get to it. First thing I want to talk about is Future. So we all know that the man is just going to keep knocking down Brawds and not putting the rubber on. Some women might make him wear rubber, or they might put some birth control. They might put on some birth control. They might take some birth control to avoid getting pregnant by him, like Lori Harvey. Every time I see Future with a woman or whatever case, I'm thinking 9 times out of 10, if he mess with her long enough, she gonna end up pregnant. So right now, it doesn't seem like Steve Harvey's daughter, Lori Harvey, is pregnant. They done broke up. He was with China, or they did a song together, whatever the case is, or he knocked it down. But it doesn't appear that she got pregnant, and neither did Scottie Pippen's wife. Man, that is so sad. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the fact that his current baby mama, Eliza Reign, and the fact that she wanted $53,000 a month. Some people say it's a rumor, but I don't believe that. I believe that, when it comes to Brawds messing with these dudes, they shoot for the stars or whatever. But she claims that she, I'm not even going to what she claimed, because I didn't even read a lot of stuff that was said. Some people claim it's a rumor. She says it's a rumor. I didn't read her say that. Actually, you know what? Yes, I did. During the back and forth with her and Summer Walker, she said it was a rumor. So I don't believe that. But it is what it is. But what I want to talk about is the fact that she was, but Future was ordered to pay $3,200 a month, as opposed to, most rappers end up paying way more than that. Way more than that. We're talking about $10,000 or more per month. And what I find interesting is that I've seen a poster here or there talking about $3,200 is not enough. And I'm thinking, this chick has her own business. This chick, Eliza Reign, supposedly has her own business. She's an entrepreneur. She has a job. She works or whatever before she had a kid. I checked out her page, and she seems to have her own. So she really didn't need this. It didn't look like she needed it, but she got it. She got a little bit of $3,200 coming in, or about $40,000 a year for the next 18 years, or it's supposed to be temporary, because it's really her assets that was, according to what I read on line, it's her assets that wasn't, she didn't provide the necessary documents. It wasn't Future. Future's lawyer says that he only made about $30,000 a month, and I think, based off of his success, or it could be the fact that he has a lot of kids. This is his sixth baby mom. So based off of the 6 baby moms he has currently, his income could be around $30,000 a month. So, but based off of his success, every time he releases an album, he's streaming, he's getting paid heavy. He owns his own label, so at $30,000 a month times a year, it's only like $360,000 a year or whatever. I don't think that's like what his label is making. I talked about LLCs on my page, on the Anti-Simp page, and I think that he might have some sort of business structure set up where his label was getting the majority of the money, and he's only on salary, and he might enjoy businesses here and there or whatever the case is. It's a possibility. The way he out here slinging penis, I don't think he's smart enough to have this set up. But again, it could be a possibility, because he did have the right type of lawyer for this situation. So it's a possibility that he has the right corporate setup for his business, considering the success he has. He owns his own label, so like I said, it's a possibility that he has his own corporate structure set up towards where he can actually make his income reflect what it is, and he can actually afford to do, 40 grand a year. 40 grand out of 360, it's not that bad of a chunk, especially considering if his label has the majority of the money, because he's been on some projects. He hasn't just been releasing just like albums or whatever. He's actually been releasing projects for different things. I remember he did the soundtrack for what's that movie? He's actually done a soundtrack for a couple of movies. I think he was on one of the John Wick soundtracks, and he was on what's that movie? It came out in 2018, Superfly. He did the soundtrack for that as well. I think he was a producer as well. So he's out there, He is out there, and I think he also produced a Spider-Man soundtrack. I'm not 100 on that one, but he's out there. He's getting a lot of work or whatever. He's working, so it's a possibility that because his net worth is around 40 million, and that might not be what's inside of his bank account, but like I said, he has his own label. It's a possibility that he was smart enough to, it's a possibility. Anyway, moving forward, some people were saying, women were saying that 3,200 wasn't enough, and probably some type of simp guys were saying it wasn't enough as well. But it's like most people in this country don't even make $30,000 a year, so for y'all to say that this is not enough, it's enough. It is enough. It's about $800 a week, and if she doesn't have to pay taxes on it, then like I said, it's about $800 a week or $3,200 a month. And if she has her own job, her own business, if she adds to that, it is enough. It is enough. She's talking about, some people were talking about it wasn't enough for daycare, and they were making up numbers and like not doing their research. But what really happens is that people are financially illiterate, and they really just go online to express their financial illiteracy. What else is new? They express their illiteracy and everything else. Look at the battle between Candace Owens and Cardi B. Candace Owens is a moron, but Cardi B is an illiterate moron. So they kind of going at it right now, back and forth on Twitter, but this is an example. Anyway, moving forward, Joe Budden had announced that he was leaving Spotify due to being an owner, and he was not feeling what they were bringing to the table, and I guess he wasn't feeling their offer during the negotiations. They've been negotiating for a minute. The contract was supposedly almost up, and he just wasn't going to redo it with him. He got into it with Charlemagne, and there was like a 10-minute video where he just cut that man's head straight off. Charlemagne is a worker, and Joe Budden owns his thing. He can take it anywhere. A lot of people were talking about, well, he works for YouTube, whatever the case is, but it's his thing, though. He can take it, pack it up, and take it to anywhere else he wants to take it to, even creating his own website, and you have to have a subscription to check it out. He could do that. Charlemagne cannot do that. They're not the same men. They're not in the same league. I don't even think they're fighting the same fight. Joe Budden is fighting the fight. So guys like, or as they say, Joe Budden is fighting the fight so that maybe one day Charlemagne might wise up and become independent like Joe Budden. Anyway, moving forward, another thing I noticed last week was that cancel culture tried to cancel Big Sean and failed. And somebody was saying that you can't cancel water, and people were big mad because they found out that song, the song that he made was about his ex-girlfriend, and she supposedly asked him not to do it or whatever the case is, and he said he wasn't going to mention her in the song, which he didn't mention her in the song. I've listened to that song. He didn't mention her in the song, but she didn't want him talking about their relationships, and it's like, damn all of that. And she talked about it in her book or whatever. She said that he stole a Rolex that he gave her or whatever the case is, but she seemed kind of petty as well about the whole thing. But they had I didn't see them break the whole thing with their breakup. I didn't even know who the song was about. By the time I heard the song, he was dating somebody else, and people kept saying it was about her, but I didn't know it was her. But she had passed away sometime during this year when she was trying to rescue his. I forgot what the situation was, but she wound up drowning, and she went missing for a minute, and they found her body, and so, she's not with us anymore, and Big Sean claimed that the song wasn't about her, and I guess she didn't agree. And some people who have read her books, you know, they were trying to call him out on it because he said it wasn't about her and she liked the song, and you know, maybe he was stretching the truth a little bit or whatever, or maybe there was some miscommunication going on, and it is what it is. It's in the past, and you know, it didn't seem like she kept bringing it up or whatever. She did talk about it in her book because that's what people were posting up, but who really gives a rat's ass? It happened. It's in the past. This is something that happened when she was alive. And like the commenter actually said, you cannot cancel water. Period. Let's move forward. I read a report that Breonna Taylor's ex was offered a plea deal to say that she was involved in a drug operation. And here's the thing with these hypothetical situations, man. Even if she was in a drug operation, it's like it wasn't an excuse for pigs to kill her in her sleep. You know, she should have been granted, you know, a warrant being served to her, getting arrested, and being processed and having to deal with fighting for her freedom in court. That wasn't the case. They assassinated her in her sleep. So I really don't want to hear. I want to hear about hypothetical situations where people are trying to say online that she was involved in drugs. That does not warrant somebody to break into your house and to shoot you while you are sleeping. Nobody cares what you think, because your opinion is not really mattering about this. This is like, it could have been, my thing about this is this could have been any of us. This could have been any of us. That's what pisses me off about these hypothetical situations. Even if she was involved in a drug operation, even if she was involved in these type of activities, she should have been arrested. You should have done the proper work. It wasn't no sting operation or whatever lies that you come up with to justify murder. This was murder. And the more y'all talk about it, the guiltier you look by the second when you try to make up reasons for killing her. I don't give a damn about what your reasons are. There is no justification in this at all. You murdered somebody. That's what, and I try not to, like, you know, talk about stories like this because people are just trying to justify their hatred of black people with this nonsense. When they try to just, like, in other situations where you try to, like, you grasp at straws, like, oh, he was running from the police, he should have stopped running. It's like, man, there's plenty of other videos where you see people running. Like, I saw a video the other day of a guy running naked towards police running away from them, and then, you know, eventually the police were chasing this person or whatever. And then in another video, you see a black person surrounded by police with a bag over his head. Like, it is not the same. Y'all be grasping at straws, and it's triggering. It's trolling triggering. Anyway, I want to move forward because I don't want to give that part of this any more attention. Joe Budden's ex, I think her name is Tahiri. I think that's her name, Tahiri. I don't remember I don't know what her last name is, man. But I did see where she tried to say in an interview that Joe Budden abused her. I think, yeah, her name is Tahiri. She tried to say that Joe Budden abused her or whatever, and I just don't believe that, man. Based off of the video evidence that I saw online of her throwing apples at that dude, her husband, or I guess soon to be ex-husband, I just don't be believing that she's just not an aggressive person. They don't even have her up there with her husband. I think that dude was her husband. I don't remember what his name was. But I guess apparently they might not be together anymore, or she just doesn't have a long enough rap sheet or whatever. Vado, that was supposed to be her husband. That was the guy she was throwing apples at in that one video. Yeah, that's about it. You know, that's about it. Or they had a relationship or whatever, but yeah, I got nothing. I don't know who he was. All I know is that there was the guy in the video that she was throwing apples at, and she threw him at his face. Like, people were talking about People were tripping about him choking her, like gripping her up by her collar. Like, you never put your hands on a woman. But this bitch was throwing hard-ass apples at his face, man. I ain't really trying to hear that. Y'all, like, what I find funny about females is that when y'all get the same energy, you know, y'all turn into completely different people. The hypocrisy be hilarious. Well, anyway, Tahiri tried to say that Joe Budden was abusive. And what I found interesting is that shortly when she said that, you know, nobody really believes that, you know, she's a victim and all the stuff that happens to her because they've seen her violent behavior online. So, you know, whenever she says that she's a victim and you see video evidence pop up online that, you know, she be trying to fight men, you know, you just don't be believing that, you know, it's a one-sided thing. You be seeing that she's the aggressor. She's abusive. So the video pops up online, and Joe Budden is, you know, showing her up there, and he's pointing out that she got into a fight with a guy. As a matter of fact, before the video even popped up online, Joe Budden had admitted that she was the one. He refuted the rumors or the video where she said that he abused her. He refuted that and said he denied being abusive to her, and he said that she was the one that's abusive. She was the one that was beating him up, you know. And I believe that. Believe the victim, as y'all like to say. But back to the video. The video pops up online proving that she likes to fight men, that she is an abuser. And that's all I can really say about it. She said he broke her nose once. In the video, it was pointed out that her nose got broken or bloody because she got into a fight with a guy. And, you know, she tried to call him a coward because, you know, he pretty much punched her in the nose or whatever the case is. But like I said, she's abusive. You know, she likes to hit on men. She thinks men are punching bags, and therefore, you know, she's pretty much getting the energy that she put out. And lastly, the last couple things I want to talk about is I saw this earlier today. This girl named this TikTok user named Danielle Khan. She tried to steal Ashanti's "Foolish" song. And people who have been screenshotting her lying so many times. She tried to say it was her new song. Then she tried to say, when she got caught in a lie, she tried to say that it was a cover song. And then she tried to say she was inspired by it, but she has given no credit to Ashanti. As a matter of fact, she has the song on Spotify and iTunes as singles to her new album. And this is not a cover. She completely ripped off the vibe and like the flow of the song, the whole mood. The only thing that's different is the music that's being used in it. But she ripped off the whole thing, the lyrics, the flow, almost all of it, and tried to make it a new song. Now, obviously, she's a part of the Mayonnaise Militia, so you know you could do what you will with that. Moving on. Dr. Dre's soon-to-be ex-wife, their divorce is getting crazy because it seems like she's throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. Right now, she's trying to get about $2 million per month out of him, at least temporarily, until the battle is officially over. But she's trying to get everything she can about this man before she leaves, because she signed a prenup. And at first, she said, you know, there was no prenup. Or everybody thought there wasn't a prenup, but then Dr. Dre came out like Yami and said that, you know, no, I activate this face down card, and it's a trap. It's my prenup. Then she tried to say that, you know, that the prenup was tossed in the trash, or that she signed it under duress. So she's coming up with different excuses. I also saw a report that she said he abused her, which she's probably trying to capitalize off of, you know, his past history. She's trying to, like I said, it looks like she's trying to throw everything at the wall to see what sticks. One of the biggest parts of her bill is the fact that she's trying to say that she has, it was broken down how much and why she was trying to get this much out of him. And it's bananas, bro. It is bananas. Let me see. Let me read it off to y'all because I had saved it. And just so y'all can hear how bananas this is. Excuse me. But it was broken down She wants almost $2 million to cover her expenses, and the breakdown is that she wants laundry and cleaning $10,000 a month, clothes $10,000 a month, education, tuition, and living expenses $60,000 a month. Entertainment has to be the highest that she's looking for, which is about $900,000 a month. That's bananas. She wants charitable contributions, $125,000 a month. The mortgage, $1,000 a month, which is, you might as well say like what, about $1.2 million a year. And the telephone, cell phone, email is $20,000 a month. Like, I don't understand it. This is bananas. And I say good luck on this because you did sign a prenup. And hopefully Dr. Dre has measures in place, but he's a black man, and people like to find ways around prenups. Anything to try to break these joints. But hopefully she gets what she's looking for. No, not what she's looking for, but what she deserves. And when I say that, I mean if she can get it, then she deserves to have it. That's really all I can really say. And I don't think she deserves to have this. I don't think she should get it. But it's like, if she fight, I'm not trying to like side with her or anything like this. I don't think any bride who didn't help you create these things should get, anything. Like Ice Cube's wife didn't sign a prenup, but she was with him since he was broke, and I don't think she's ever going to leave him. So she, she's getting a lot from him as his wife. She is, somebody who's thorough. She was the one that talked him into leaving NWA. So she was somebody who's actually in his corner. Dre's wife, only time I've heard good things about Dre's wife was when he stopped making typical gangster rap music, and it just wasn't great for his sales. I don't see the previous albums that he made, whatever he tried to put out. But he had put out an album or some music out that didn't do so well, and she told him to go back to talking about what he was talking about because that's what brought them the success. And like that's kind of encouraging, but it's really not something I think that she should get damn near half of his assets for. Anything that he created or they created after they were married, is a different story. But it's like she's trying to take a chunk out of his wealth. And the way divorce court works is that they will try to, force you to, give up a certain amount of your money because they think you can make it back pretty fast. It's pretty much what happened with Jeff Bezos. He, gave up, I think $500 million or whatever to his, his ex-wife, and she got shares of Amazon or whatever. So she's pretty much one of the wealthiest women in the world, or the wealthiest woman in the world. She's like I don't remember how much it was. I don't have the details of it, but she got a lot of money. She got a lot of money out the deal. She could be wealthier than Oprah, and that's all I can really say about that situation. But back to Dr. Dre's wife, I don't think she put that type of time in. Well, with Jeff Bezos' wife, he cheated on his wife, so he didn't exactly get taken to the cleaners, and he's pretty much right now one of the wealthiest men in the world, and Amazon is still doing great. Amazon is worth about $2 trillion, or was it 1.5 trillion, something like that. It could have gone up. I mean, they've been having some success during the they've been having a lot of success, really. I can't even pinpoint, there was just one time they had success. They've been having a lot of consistent success. But her, Dr. Dre's ex-wife, she is nuts, man. I think that's why they call. I know I'm not gonna say that. I was thinking about something, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say that part. But she is definitely nuts. It looks like she's, like I said, it looks like she's trying to see what sticks and what she can get out of them. And all of this stuff is desperation. It looks desperate. You're trying to get it. Like, if he has a prenup, highly unlikely that you're gonna take that much out of him. She might get something, but that is bananas, man. That is bananas. Anyway, this is all the time that I have for this video. If you like it, subscribe to the channel. And I guess I'll see. Oh, matter of fact, not just subscribe to the channel, but hit that bell notification so that when I drop a new video, you know, you get a notification for it. You know, you'll know when I drop a new video. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.